Hey,
Holy.
welcome, welcome back to a Wrestling Life podcast. I know it's an unusual day. It's Monday, but at the time of this recording, it is actually Monday morning. It is after midnight. Always gotta look for a clock. It's after midnight. AEW Redemption just wrapped up, and oh my God, what a show! I don't really have anything to say, anything bad to say about any of the matches. Even the TBS title match kind of surprised us in a way that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Really
But
shocking, yeah.
we'll start with the TBS title match.
We'll get that out of the way.
We'll get it out
We'll
of the
get the
way,
elephant out of
but
the room.
but Maya World going over Hikaru Shida.
Of all people.
No, who else would she have gone over on? They didn't do it over Mercedes. She didn't go over Mercedes. Shida was like the only one. You can't, but you
The
can't have my.
obvious person who could have won that the whole person that everyone who could have won that fatal five-way, Chris Statlander was supposed to be the one, but no, we had to make it for Karako Shita.
Yeah, but then you can't have Maya World go over Shida. So obviously the plan was for Maya World to win the title. I mean, not Shida.
Quick smart. Quick smart.
You can't have Maya World go over Chris Statlander.
No, you bury her. You're done. She lost the woman Owen Hart tournament. She lost the tournament. Stop giving her opportunities because it's her birthday. My birthday's in 2 months. Can I get a title shot, Tony Khan?
You want to face Will Ospreay? Because
Probably.
that looks like that's where we're headed. You and Will Ospreay all out. No man, but yeah, TBS title match
Yeah,
was
back to TBS title.
TBS title match was pretty interesting. I'll give you that. It was a very
Very
interesting match.
interesting, actually.
Very interesting match. What else? See, I'm thinking of one, but I don't want to say it. But I want to get there first. We'll save that's juicy. We'll save that for the
We'll start
middle
with
to
the
end of the
opening
episode.
show, the six-man ladder match.
Well,
We'll push the
good.
TBS title away. We're done with that.
Start with the ladder match. Holy crap. What a match.
What a match.
Yeah, that was an insane ladder match. I mean, the
That could have went
winner.
either way. You could have had Speedball win. Well, we knew Speedball won. Technically, my money was on either. Yeah, you put Nick Wayne over or Jack Perry. One of those two, but Speedball
Yeah, we were both
deserved it.
discussing that. We were discussing that prior to the show going. I think we were discussing that during the
Yeah.
entrances during the buy-in.
Yes.
We were both like, it's going to come down to it. It's going to be those two. And it looked like it was going to be Perry and Nick Wayne for a minute because they were on the ladder bridge. They were duking it out on top
Yes.
of the ladder. Um, then Jack Perry hit that Canadian destroyer in Canada on Nick Wayne onto the ladder, and then Speedball kind of took the opportunity and grabbed the contract, which I'm surprised that the match is not happening at All In. But I have a theory for it because that kind of ties into the next match is Kyle Fletcher retained his title.
Yeah.
He beat uh wow. He beat Bandito.
We all knew that was gonna happen.
I don't know. I think everyone was back and forth on it. There's a lot of people, even the announced team was back and forth on that. They didn't know what to
Exactly.
think.
Yeah.
But yeah. Listen.
Yeah. We started with the ladder match, and then yeah, we'll technically go out of order, but I want to go in order.
Well, only reason I'm segueing into that is because Fletcher retained the title.
Yeah.
Fletcher retains, and Speedball calls him out for Grand Slam Mexico instead of All In.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan, but
We
but
know
but
Speedball's gonna lose, so
right. But my
again, he should have been thinking smarter to hold on to that contract before AEW's Grand Slam in Mexico, because again, I would think it would be a little smarter to cash it in after either at Wembley or after Wembley, or matches over after Wembley, whoever he faces.
well my thought here is calls him out to Grand Slam. Grand Slam's technically the big show in between Redemption now and All In. So
Technically, yeah.
to do something there, I mean, you kind of need to build the card a little bit, but to do something there, it works.
But
Either way,
again,
I think it
he
works either
wanted to
way.
go after Kyle because of he's trying to get to Speedball. No, he's trying to get to
Kevin
Kevin
Knight,
Knight. Yeah.
right? But my whole thing is you have this match happen at Grand Slam Mexico, which is like I'm not a fan of it, but it makes sense
No build
because
up
then
technically.
well, because then either way you put it, either Speedball wins, Speedball loses, Kyle retains, Kyle loses the title, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that's going to set up Kyle Okada in All In,
True.
regardless. I mean, I would be okay if it was for the title, but at the same time, you're keeping the title within the Don Callis family.
Again.
The whole point is you want the title to start leaving the Don Callis family. As we saw tonight, I mean, Andrade beat Dunkzilla
How you know?
for the national. Why do you just have Andrade sitting out?
How you know?
Are we doing do this again? Are we really
I got
about to do this again?
I got the next one too. Our new women's world champion.
Oh yeah, that was insane. Great match. Now what I say? I said that the rematch was bound to happen at All In.
We've been talking about it too.
Yeah, but the rematch was bound to happen at All In for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a matter of time. I mean, there were a couple points in that match where I really thought Tekla was going over, and I really thought we were going to get that rematch.
I don't want to throw it out there just because it's London, and I know I've been talking about it, but if whoever goes over a certain someone returns,
I'm gonna say Britt Baker again.
yes, sir, DMD.
Say Britt every time.
I have to throw it out there.
Yeah, but
Britt's
in a
got both.
way,
Britt's got rivals with both of them.
that's true. More Mercedes than anything, and obviously, I
That's why
don't
I'm saying if
see.
Mercedes wins, DMD.
No, I was proven wrong tonight by making this exact statement. I was proven wrong in the TBS title match making this statement, but I'm going to make the statement again. I don't see Tony Khan and AEW walking Mercedes into All In as the challenger and having her leave empty-handed.
She obviously not going to leave empty-handed.
Right. I don't see that being the case. So maybe Britt Baker's a possibility. It's possible. Very possible.
Yeah. All
We
right, what
didn't
else are
get
we talking about?
we didn't get any like special debuts, no returns tonight.
People were
Um
supposed to return, I mean, not return, but they were supposed to make their debuts tonight, we
yes,
heard.
there were Steve Macklin was a name that was thrown around a lot today in the media, and so was Motor City
Let him.
Machine Guns. Those are two names that were thrown around quite a bit today, leading up to Showtime. So kind of sucked that there was no big moment, but
Let's
the
get into another elephant in the room. The Young Bucks walking out as winners against the Death Riders.
he was pretty pissed off about
Mm,
that.
kind of pissed off, not really, though.
He was don't let him fool you. He was pretty mad about that. He was pretty pissed.
Just a little bit.
But you're
Just
right,
a,
you're right, they did walk out as as winners. But
it's being,
it set up Cope and Cage versus the Bucks. As Cope and Cage won their match. They
we
retained
all
the
knew
tag
that. We all knew
titles.
that was going to
So
happen.
oh for sure we knew that
It
was
was
gonna
a
happen.
grandpa beating match, but
Yeah, it was elder abuse at its finest. Um for sure it was elder abuse at its finest. I mean, it was one sided till the end of that match, and
yeah.
there was like no coordination because every time one or the other was looking towards the apron, their partner just wasn't there. So everyone they kind of had to fend for themselves. Christian not shaking Matt Jackson's hand though was very surprising to me.
It'd be very shady.
But that's Christian Cage now at his old age.
The dogs versus the Bang Bang Gang.
Oh, here we go.
What?
All right, Back to where
Back
you
to where
were.
were we? Where were
Now
we? With
that
the
now that
dogs
the
and the
technical
Bang Bang
difficulties
Gang.
are over.
Yeah, we're done. We're good. We're good. We're good.
We're back. We're back. We're back. We got to do this the old school way.
So we were down to the dogs and the Bang Bang Gang. Really surprising.
Yeah. I mean, first time I've ever seen a double chain match.
Double chain match.
Um, Pretty interesting match. There was a lot of chain whipping though.
Add
There
this
was
sound effect in.
no, no. But yeah, there was a lot of chain whipping. It was an interesting match for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think the dogs were picking up the win though.
Shocking. Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought the Bang Bang Gang for sure was walking out of their champions. I didn't
At
think.
least, at least Jay White didn't take the pin, but you bring the guy back, you throw him in a double chain match, and you make him lose.
Yeah, right. I mean, pretty interesting. I'm interested to see how that story progresses going forward, considering there's
Yeah,
always been history there between the two teams. So
yeah.
that's going to be interesting, especially going into All In.
Oh yeah,
I hope they do something where it's like New Japan versus AEW in a way,
yeah.
because the dogs are gonna recruit a lot of New Japan guys, and you
Or
got
yeah, so yeah, about that's actually when I was speaking about that. Since we're still on that topic, do we see at All In a big multi-man match between every member of the Bang Bang Gang and every members of the Dogs, or do we see Death Riders get involved with that too?
no, yeah, they might not go the New Japan route. You're right. I think the Death Riders will get involved, but I feel like I mean, yes and no. I feel like the Death Riders have their
Either
hands full right now.
technically.
Don't put quotes up. It ain't technically they got their hands full right now.
No,
I
no, no,
mean,
no, no.
I mean, listen. We could segue there right now. I mean, I'll be glad to talk about it because it's fresh. It just
We could throw there.
happened.
We could throw that match there, and then we'll save the Champa and what's it called for last.
So yeah, let's go there. Main event,
Yeah,
phenomenal match. I was kind of a Kevin Knight doubter going into the match. I'm not even gonna lie. I kind of doubted Kevin Knight in a way.
I
I
definitely
didn't
doubted him.
I didn't think he was gonna be able to hang with a guy like Kenny. In a big spot, like in a big match like that in the main event. He
Yeah,
proved me very wrong tonight. I mean, that match was A plus. That match was
hands up.
phenomenal. I don't by
Well,
any means
not
I don't
hands up, but I give it
yeah, I don't
a
think it's
good
gonna be
rating.
I don't think Meltzer is gonna give that 5 stars, but
The other match will get five
it's gotta
stars.
be in the 4.5 range at least, 4 stars at least, minimum four, because it was an amazing match.
Yeah.
Um Kenny catching him and then hitting him with that one winged angel in the end of the match was yeah, catching him with the flying V trigger man was something else. That was interesting.
And then to the
That was
finish with
very
a one
interesting.
wing angel. One, two, three.
Yeah, it was something. I don't want to say out of a movie, but it was something interesting for sure. But Kenny getting the win,
Yes.
which is kind of what we all expected to happen, because I think the plan was always going to be Osprey Kenny at All In,
Yes.
but Osprey Kenny 3, we everyone needed that match, and I was saying it. I think last week's episode when we did the
Yeah, we
predictions, I
did.
was saying, Tony Khan, please don't take that match from me. Please don't take that match from you. You're you have not seen a Kenny Osprey match yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually extremely excited that that's going to be our main event. Um, but it's what
Well,
happened after.
one of the double main events.
Right, I mean, there's a lot of good matches right now going into All In, but
Yes.
let's talk
That
about what
podcast
happened.
is gonna be good for that party night.
We're planning to do a live episode. We're planning to be live
Yes.
for All In. Um, but
Let's get
mm,
the other big elephant out of the room
mm.
with the Champa and the
Well, no.
Painmaker.
We'll wait for last.
Oh
We
yeah.
have to discuss what happened after the main event.
Oh yeah,
How are
yeah,
you going to
yeah. I
skip
forgot that.
the meat and potatoes? The match was just the beginning.
True.
The match was just the beginning, but holy crap.
What a main event. What an ending
Yeah,
too.
what a match. Nothing will take away from that match. The match was
Yes.
amazing. What happened after the match with the Death Riders jumping Kenny, Osprey coming and telling all of them that pretty much that he wants Kenny fresh for All In, which is fair.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's not like they've never faced each other. They faced each other two other times, once in New Japan, once in AEW. Before
And
Osprey
then
was an
finish
AEW
it on
wrestler.
American soil.
Well, well, one was in Japan, one was on American soil. This will be the first time they are facing off in on UK soil.
Yes.
Um, which is going to be interesting, but Osprey knows Kenny like a book, vice versa. Kenny knows Osprey like a book. Osprey wants the best version of Kenny because Osprey. It's not because Osprey could take the easy way out and just become champion. He could
Mm-hmm.
have definitely put the bag around his head. He could have definitely done all that. He didn't. He didn't do that. So he wants the best version of Kenny because he wants to prove to his home country. He wants to prove to the United Kingdom, but his hometown. Well, I think it's just outside his hometown. I'm not sure. Listen, we are not from the UK.
Nada.
But I do know people that lived in the UK, and I still know someone that lives in the UK right now. So I will ask this question later. I'm pretty sure Essex,
I know
England.
someone who lives in Australia. Does that count?
No, that's the other side of the world.
Okay, never mind then.
It's not even close. Um, but no, in the United Kingdom, I know someone. I know a couple people who live out there. I know people who used to live out there. So I'm gonna ask this question to them. If you guys want to lay it in the comments, go right ahead. Um,
Yes.
but I'm pretty sure Essex, England is close to London. I could be wrong. I know they're two different places, but I'm pretty sure they're close to each other on a map. But Osprey wants to go. Osprey wants the best version of Kenny because he wants to go into that match in front of his family, in front of his friends, in front of his loved ones, in front of his home country, in front of in the cathedral professional wrestling, a stadium, 80,000 plus. He wants to prove that he could beat the best bout machine, not
True.
some beat down broken Kenny Omega. That's not what he's looking for. But Moxley pushed him to that point tonight where he ripped the bag, turned around, and just clocked Moxley, thus putting an end to the Death Rider saga. Now,
Mm.
now, my whole thing is I was wrong about it again. I'll admit. I thought that was going to happen in London. I did not think it was going to happen tonight. I thought the Death Riders were going to walk Osprey into that match at Wembley, and Osprey was going to turn then in London. But I'm
True.
entirely wrong. But but like I said, I thought it was going to happen in London. Didn't happen in London. Here we are. Osprey walks away from the Death Riders. He quite literally punches Moxley in the face.
And he technically pushed him. He didn't really punch him. He just like slightly like pushed him and he fell out of the ring. Mox was being a little dramatic.
But with that being said, do you think the Death Riders now become an issue for Osprey going into London?
I say Pac and all the rest of them was because he technically jumped them. He didn't go after Moxley because Moxley's gonna be the one to be
But it's
like,
the way. But Moxley told him as he was jumping over that barricade to watch his back, and those were Moxley's words. He
mm-hmm,
read his lips, told him to watch his back. So
mm-hmm,
I feel like the Death Riders are going to be a problem for Osprey going for the next month now, going into All In. I think for sure. I don't want to say for sure, but I think we are most likely going to get Osprey Moxley at Grand Slam Mexico. Um,
I don't think so.
but I think so only because that's the big stop before that's the next bigger show before All In, and obviously the death you're not gonna have that happen and then put it aside till after All In. I think they're gonna face off before All In because you want this match with Kenny to be as clean as possible.
Well, yeah,
So you have the Moxley Osprey match at All In at Wembley, not Wembley, Jesus,
yeah.
at Grand Slam Mexico. You have them face off at Arena Mexico. You have that match done there and kind of not end the Death Rider story, but put to bed this chapter of that story. And then when Osprey inevitably wins the title, you could pick that story back up now after All In.
Well, yeah, you would pick up Moxley versus Osprey
Because
at
I'm
All
positive the
Out.
Death Riders are going to be involved in that match in one way or another. They're going to
Mm,
try their best. But Kenny being the heel.
Kenny turning, Kenny pulled his trigger.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect that. I've been saying, I think, again, I said it last week's episode. I said Moxley is going to force Osprey to be the heel going into this match in London, which I even told you it's going to be impossible for that to happen considering they're in London. You're not going to get Osprey to be booed, and that's where me and you were trying to figure out how they turn Osprey heel going into London. And I think you were the one who said it that maybe Omega's the one who turns heel. And
Mm-hmm.
I
I
said
did call it.
I said with the comeback story and everything, I didn't see it happening. But tonight they were celebrating. They were celebrating together, and then Kenny pulled the trigger, hit him with a V trigger, and
No, one winged angel
I'm sorry, yeah, we were
off
right. It
the
was
top second,
he
well,
he
top rope technically.
pulled. I kept saying trigger, so V trigger just came there, but it was a
Yeah.
one winged angel off top rope, and he hits him with the one winged angel, and then he kind of crouches neck. He points to the bag. He crouches after the Bucks get in the ring, and they ask him like, you can kind of
Yo,
see
you
the
good?
concern on the Bucks' face, like, are you sure? And Kenny's saying, yeah, like I'm sure, I'm positive, I know what I'm doing. And then he leans down to Osprey. He says something to him. We couldn't pick it up because the hot mics weren't on. I guess at that moment,
Yeah.
but we didn't pick up what Kenny said to Osprey. But he's tapping the title, and Kenny kind of walks away with that look on his face, and we've seen heel Kenny Omega before. And
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega, I'm pretty sure every AEW World Title reign has been a heel, so that was pretty cool to see. I think it's gonna affect be it's gonna be a big part of the story going into London is Kenny being the heel and the Bucks
Mm-hmm.
kind of embracing that because Kenny was doing his little thing, pointing the gun out to the hard cam, and when he did that, when he pointed his, he did his thing with the fingers,
The Bucks.
the Bucks posed with him as if the Elite were getting back together. So don't be surprised if the Bucks don't turn heel here, which in a way I feel like they kind of have to as well. Now going into this match with Cope and Cage, being that they're not going to boo Cope and Cage, so I mean that it's going to be an interesting month.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be an interesting
Very,
road to
very,
all in.
very. How you'll know interesting.
It's going to be an interesting road to all in. I mean, the three matches we have for all in already. The tag team title match, the Bucks and Cope and Cage. Then you have Willow Mercedes for the world title, and then you also have Osprey Kenny for the world title. I mean, all in's already shaping up to be a mega show.
Three banger matches so far.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, all in's shaping up to be a banger show. But because I know you want to scratch your itch, it's been on your mind. You want to talk about it. Um, we saved the best for last. My opinion, this was match of the night.
Yes.
The Painmaker Chris Jericho versus Tommaso Ciampa, no holds barred. Not the most gruesome no holds barred match I've seen, but it's up there
I'd
with some of the
rather,
good
if I had to
Painmaker
choose
matches.
between that or the All in London death match,
That was Texas.
well, yeah, Texas, I mean, yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what to choose from to watch between either that or that match.
Well, I will say neither man took out a bed of nails, but there were two mirrors involved, barbed wire table. One of the mirrors had barbed wire wrapped around it. There was a drill, hockey pucks with thumbtacks, hockey sticks, garbage can, a plushie of the mascot.
Hockey sticks.
Yeah, the hockey sticks. I mean,
Some kid wanted fire.
sand. Yeah, some kid wanted fire. I mean, it was definitely an interesting match. It was definitely catered a
A
lot
very
to the Canadian
bloody
setting.
match if you watched it.
Yeah, if you guys watch the match, you completely understand.
Yeah.
My only thing about it is the match being
Nobody
called.
got pinned. Yes.
Yeah, the match being called because Jericho took a drill to Tommaso Ciampa's head.
Homie's gonna have a hole in his head. A
Yeah, I
hole in the
don't.
level.
Now, I see why they kind of did that. You can't have
Champa
just
wanted to, Champa wanted to do it to him less.
you can't have Jericho pin him after he just drilled his head. So they called the match. That's how the match ended.
Homie could have killed him.
Yeah, I mean it was. I mean the mirrors were.
Just a little bit. A pencil. What the fuck?
Yeah, there was a pencil involved.
We could
You
have
know,
had the pencil.
in recent months, actually in the last year, I want to say 2 years in AEW, the fork has been the big weapon.
Not the fork.
When he
Bring
when
out
he
the fork.
when he pulled the pencil out, me and you immediately looked at it and went, "Is that a fork?" We couldn't tell because he kind of covered and all we saw was this handle on the back, and
I can't
pencil
look
doesn't
the
have a
fork
handle.
ever again.
We didn't know it was a pencil till they zoomed in on it, and then the camera, they shot to that camera, and when he lifted it to stab, to get him with
I
it,
thought it was a screwdriver.
yeah, because that's what it looked like at first, because obviously Jericho's covering the bottom of the pencil. I think Shivani mentioned it was a pencil before the camera actually cut to it being a pencil. And it's funny because we're both watching this on a 55-inch TV, and we we still couldn't figure out that it was a pencil. But that match was, I mean, some of the best Painmaker matches. I mean, the Nick Gage match was really good. Like I said, Nick Gage match was really good. The Eddie Kingston match was really good. But this is up
Put
there
him
with
up.
some of the Painmaker. Yeah, this is up there with some of the Painmaker matches, and one of the most brutal for sure. Um,
Definitely, definitely,
Jericho
definitely,
had
definitely.
thumbtacks in his head, literally. I mean, it
One
was
in his head.
two. It was one here, and then there was one on the other side.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty interesting. I mean,
There was
Champa
glass definitely
bled.
in probably Aubrey's arm after the way she was covering.
Yeah, Aubrey was wearing like legit construction gloves before the match even started, which made me and you look at each other and go, "What do they have planned? What is?" I mean, now we know
What
what
is
they
about
had
to go
planned.
down?
Yeah, now we know what they had planned, and it was bad. It was really bad. Um,
They took
but
Home Depot to another whole level.
yeah, I mean, what a card, what a night, what a pay-per-view. I know a lot of people kind of speculated
So, what's your
with
whole opinion on a card?
look,
What would you give the full rating for a show?
I'd give it a solid 7.
I give it a solid 6.
Yeah, I'll give it a 7. I feel like there were some things like we know Kenny going over. We knew that. I
The reason
mean,
why we put in the 6 and the 7 category because again, why, you had no one really show up or
well,
return.
right. There was no. I mean, there was no big moment. I mean, I guess you could say the big moment would have been Osprey turning on the Death Riders and then Kenny double crossing Osprey and turning on him.
Yeah, so yeah, I can kind of
So
say
I guess
that.
you could
Yeah,
say that that's your big moment, but it was a pay-per-view where it could have been like a beach breaker. It could have been like a
yeah,
grand slam. Like it could have for sure been a weekly show. I mean, obviously there were some moments on the card where like obviously the no holds barred match wouldn't have you didn't have that much time to do what they wanted to do. So there was
yeah.
big pay-per-view elements to it. I'm not saying by any means that it was like a dynamite level show.
No.
It was a pay-per-view level show for sure. My whole thing is the
You
Kenny match didn't have to be a world title match. It could have been a tag team match. It could have been you could have made that main event into
could have
something
been
where
a
Kenny didn't
TNT
have to
title
defend the title.
match, but no.
But what I'm saying is you could have made that main event into where Kenny didn't have to defend the title, which keeps the note, where we all know is Kenny Osprey going into All In.
Yeah,
Um there was just things like that, which is why it got a 7 for me. Um which is like there was a lot of guessing going on because we didn't know whether Tekla was
yeah,
walking into All In or Willow was because that could have went either way. And like I said, it looked like Tekla for a hot minute in the end of that match,
yeah.
especially with Sky getting involved.
No Julia though.
You're right, no Julia. Sky got involved. Sky got her ass kicked, and
Uh huh.
but it happens. That's the business. The paper, like I said, I give it a 7 because there were some moments where it's kind of like, why? Like the main event, we knew I think every wrestling fan knew Kenny was going over.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Um, but other than that, I mean, it was a pretty solid show. It's a show that for sure it's a show that's needed because you couldn't wait till August to Grand Slam Mexico to give us a big show to set up All In because that's too close.
Oh,
All
yeah,
In's August
definitely.
30th. All In's August 30th.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like this Redemption wasn't. It's very needed. It was a very needed pay-per-view for sure. Um, it was needed in the sense of now, like I'm very excited to see what All In brings and what we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
what we're looking at going into
Definitely.
All In because now
Definitely. Yeah.
Redemption
Definitely
has given
excited.
us,
Definitely excited for what All In's gonna throw this year.
yeah, like Redemption is kind of like it's your last stop before All In, and it's your last pay-per-view stop before All In, and so it sets up a lot. And I told you in the beginning of the show that this tonight was going to set up everything we needed it to, and it did, and
Yes,
it set
so
up a
true.
lot. It set up a lot of speculation for All In. Gave us another match. Well, gave us another two matches technically. Um, but yeah, I mean, phenomenal show, great job. I mean, you know, a lot of guys outperformed other guys. It was an amazing night. Like I said, even
Yes.
the TBS title match surprised me. I didn't think it was going to be that good, and they ended up putting on a pretty good show out there. So, and the crowd was into it. That crowd was hostile at times, but they 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 said some not no so nice names to some of those guys in there. But crowd was awesome. Crowd was into it most of the night, especially the Kenny match. They were into it. So with that being said, Redemption was a really solid show. That's what we thought about Redemption. Um,
Mm.
we thank you guys for listening and watching. And tune in next Thursday because we'll be here talking about the fallout to Redemption.
On this Wednesday.
Well, episode comes out Thursday.
Yeah, true.
It's like we talk about this every week.
True.
So we will see you guys next week. We're going to be talking about the fallout and that Dynamite show.
Yep.
And stick around with us. Stick around as we learn what All In's going to be, what you learn All In's going to be, and let's be on this road to Wembley Stadium together. With that being said, I hope you
How you
guys
know?
enjoyed. He's got Andrade up again.
How you know? On
I
that
hope
note,
you
how you know? Good night.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, obviously, but I really hope you guys enjoyed all AEW Redemption just as much as we did. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you guys next week. Drop a comment if you're watching on YouTube. Drop a comment if you're watching on Spotify. Share this out wherever you're watching or listening. Share it out. But with that being said, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Peace.